Welcome, rail fans, to another Frog and Flange video. It is May 24, 2019, and we are in the small mountain mining town of Llanberis, Wales, to visit the famous Dinorwig Slate Mine and the Welsh National Slate Museum. Llanberis is about 6 kilometers northwest of Mount Snowdon and roughly 12 kilometers southwest of the Welsh island of Anglesey. The contour lines of this OpenStreetMaps.org map gives an indication of the dramatic changes in elevation encountered in the quarry. As the quarrying operations progressed over the years, many sheer cliffs resulted, and these are depicted in green lines. Shown in yellow are the 1 foot 10 3/4 inch narrow gauge railway tracks that traversed horizontally along the various mine plateaus. Almost 30 small Hunslet steam locos were used to haul uncut rock, slates, and spoil around the massive site. In red, we see the various incline tramways used to move mining supplies up and slate down the mountain. This video does not focus on railways, but instead is concerned with the vast, multi-disciplined workshops that existed to keep Dinorwig operational. These shops, now forming the National Slate Museum, included everything from a sawmill to metal shops, a foundry with an iron furnace, a molding operation, a pattern-making shop, blacksmith shops, carpentry shops, and more. All this was housed in the large slate building shown in the opening photo. The quarry is situated in a fairly remote location high up in the mountains, and therefore it was necessary for its operations to be as self-sufficient as possible in terms of access to repair and replacement parts for machinery and to the skilled tradesmen capable of producing them. If a gear broke, they had the means right there of casting and machining a new one. If a turnout frog was needed for the narrow gauge railway high up on the quarry levels, they could cast that also in the company shop. Every necessary trade seems to have been available in-house. In its heyday, Dinorwig was the second largest slate mining operation in the world, and it employed thousands of men in the demanding and perilous work of rock drilling and rock blasting, splitting slabs and transporting slate about the working levels, sawing slate slabs, and the final splitting of the slate into marketable roof slates. Slate miners were skilled workers who labored mostly in very poor and frequently very dangerous working conditions all year round. Winter season weather in the mountains around Mount Snowdon in northern Wales can be extremely harsh, and much of the work was carried on out of doors. They were a very hardy breed of men. Many of my photographs focus on the vintage machine tools inside the shops. These are, for the most part, line shaft powered machinery. The line shafts and the myriad of pulleys are still intact and mostly all still hooked up to the machines. The walls are crowded with hand tools waiting for their next use. What is so amazing about this set of shops is that you would almost think that the workers simply walked off the job suddenly and left everything as it was at that moment. In fact, this is practically how it happened. Workers went on vacation in July 1959, thinking that they would be back on the job in a few weeks' time. Unexpectedly for the workers, the quarry never reopened. The result was that the shops look fully prepared to receive workers back at any moment, with all the necessary hand tools and ancillary gear already in place. Although many pieces of outside equipment were auctioned off, the shop buildings, and much of what was contained in them, were deemed to be of heritage value, and the local government prevented them from being sold. I mentioned that line shafts were used to transmit power around the shops. Since the shops were not situated on a river or stream, I assumed that tucked away somewhere was a powerful stationary steam engine, and I definitely wanted pictures of that. I looked and looked for this stationary steam engine, but never did find it. In 1870, Dinorwig constructed a huge 50-foot diameter overshot water wheel located outside the main shop areas in its own dedicated building. Fed from water piped from high up on the mountain, the rotation of the wheel was transmitted by means of a gear meshing with a gear ring on the wheel's circumference. This huge wheel was the prime mover until 1925, when it was retired and replaced by a Pelton wheel. Evidence of steam power in the shop still exists in the form of a steam whistle on one outside wall and a steam-powered hoisting mechanism. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and ring the bell to get alerts when new videos are published.